Sup everyone. Alright, not sup everyone. Sup Chucklefucks. It's your boy Dark Raccoon here with What If Issei was a descendant of Sparta? Part 4. Now I should mention before I continue on with this what if, I know that people are going to be confused and why the fuck am I uploading again? And just to let you know that it's right now kind of 1 o'clock in the morning the next day. So yeah. Technically it's not the same day, so I am not recording this on the same day. Maybe they're in the same hours or a couple of hours. Like the last time I uploaded this was like 9 hours. The reason why I'm recording again is because I just have so many ideas for this goddamn what if. Like literally so many ideas. In what's it called? I don't know why, but mostly in what's it called? Well, since you know how this was supposedly one of my first CD what ifs, I never did have many ideas. For some reason, redoing this what if, I have too many ideas. God damn it. But that's not the point. Also, the other reason is because mostly the next day I'm going to be bothered so much to go somewhere that I don't even feel like doing it because they have been pissing me off. Mostly my siblings has just been an annoying bunch. Or one of them. The little one is kind of not. Another one, the medium, is an annoying bitch and just doesn't shut the hell up half the damn time. But not the point. Also, what's it called? Not the point. I might do some Ichigo what ifs in my first channel. I might do that. I might just go watch Bleach later. But that would be not the point here. There are not, and there, not. Okay, I cannot speak right now. But that is not the point. I will now begin into the what if. I will shut the fuck up and let me begin. So we begin into Issei waking up in a mostly Issei waking up in a room because mostly his griffin or mostly the bird is screaming out, "Hey, wake up, you idiot!" This is where mostly Issei kind of woke up, grabbing the bird in an instant, throwing it to the side. Think of it like when Dante from Devil May Cry 5 kind of woke up during mostly the time V was there, kind of about to stab him. When he woke up, this is where the griffin kind of said, "Finally, you woke up, blah, 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 blah." Dante grabbed him and just threw his ass. Yeah, that's what Issei did. But Issei was in the bed, so of course grabbing the bird and throwing his ass to the side. This is where, Issei groans and says, what the hell happened? This is where, Issei kind of gets up and this is where, Issei said, "What do you want, you stupid bird?" This is where his phone starts ringing, and this is where, when he kind of like turns it on, he sees that mostly he get a notification that a devil is actually nearby. A rogue devil, or not even a rogue devil, a devil that's kind of very powerful and is nearby. This is where, Issei said, this is bad. This is where, Issei feels quite hurt still. But this is where he gets up, stretching still. He cracking about some bones because he doesn't know how long he's been laying in the bed. And he realized something. It's not his bed. It's actually not even his bedroom. This is not his bedroom for what's it called, the Hyodo house, or even what's it called over there with Dante. He doesn't even know where he's at exactly. He can barely remember what happened last time. All he can remember is the battle between somewhat him and Mereoleona. This is where he then gets a conclusion that he might be in Merliona's house. But this is where he then kind of just shaked it off. This is where he asked the chicken. Now he calls him chicken because it's quite annoying. This is where, he says, "Hey, Griffin." This is where Griffin gets up and says, "Huh? You need some?" Yeah? Where am I? This is where you say, a kind of question Griffin. Griffin says, "Well, how should I say? We were kind of being regen after kind of getting destroyed somewhat by that orange hair kind of bitch. And we kind of got destroyed, but we kind of knew that where we were at. We were still with you. It's just they kind of moved you to our bed after kind of getting your ass kicked by a girl. Which, this is where Issei says, "Screw you." But this is where, the Griffin says, "But for all serious, you did actually manage to defeat her. Kind of. She fell down before you passed out fully. But yeah, that's the only last thing I saw before kind of, seeing you pass out. But yeah." This is where, Issei nodded, and this is where, we go into Issei still seeing his phone ringing, and this is where, Issei said, "Is there a devil nearby?" This is where, mostly Griffin says, yeah, there's a rogue devil nearby, quite powerful, and should be eliminated at once because they actually came out from the gate of mostly. This is where, well, we go into mostly Issei kind of seeing Griffin. Griffin kind of just says, yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Issei said, I see. Still, that's not the point. Where's the devil at? It should be outside. I can feel the energy. This is where, well, Issei says, to take me towards it. What about your weapons? And also, yeah, your weapons. He says, what do you mean? I have them. This is where he looks underneath and he has no shirt. He says, what the fuck happened to my... never mind. This is where, well, Griffin says, so you're okay just kind of going like that, right? Yeah, I don't care. This is where, well, Issei sees the window, and of course it seems to be locked, but this is where he punches it, and of course kind of breaks through it. And this is where, well, Issei says, Griffin, come on. Griffin kind of grabs his arm and right now lifts him up in the air, and right now takes him towards the direction where it's at. Now, it seems to be somewhere near the middle of the night, mostly which Issei kind of looks around because it's kind of dark, but luckily to his mostly night vision, because he's not really a night vision, but mostly thanks to his like eyesight during the night, it's pretty good. Since he is a kind of 25% drag, but also since he does have Spartan bloodline, he can actually see in the night pretty well. This is where, well, Issei's looking around. This is where, well, he then spotted a kind of terrifying creature that's right now kind of about to attack someone with kind of blackish hair and like magenta eyes. Of course, she's kind of wearing all leather, and she was basically just walking around until she was about to get attacked by this devil that came from a portal. This is where, well, she thought it was a stray for a second, but this devil was about to like try to claw at her. This is where, well, Issei says, Griffin understood and what was going to happen. This is where, well, Griffin let go of Issei in an instant. Issei then kind of pulls out one of his devil, well, mostly he pulls out the devil arm, and this devil arm kind of looks like this, but it's crackling lightning right now. And this is where, well, it then transforms into a gun, into like a pistol, and this is where he says lightning shot, bullseye. This is where he blows what's called the arm of, well, the devil that was about to claw at the girl. This is where, well, the devil widened his eyes, and of course Issei managed to kind of grab the girl in his like arm, one of his arms, his mostly right arm, and of course right now is protecting her. This is where, well, the girl widened her eyes in an instant, right now kind of blushing a little bit at what she sees in front of her, which is mostly muscles. And this is where, well, Issei is right now having the gun right in front of him right now, pointing it straight to the devil. This is where, well, Issei kind of right now has this lightning kind of ring right now appear on his like eye, his like right, well not right eye, left eye, and because his left hand actually has the gun. And this is where, well, mostly this like ring around his eye is mostly like mostly like a scope made out of lightning. And this is where, well, Issei is right now pointing the lightning gun at, well, it's a lightning desert eagle, kind of mostly it's like a desert eagle somewhat, and it's kind of just pointing at straight at the devil. This is where the devil is roaring at Issei. Roar! You! This is where, well, Issei said, so annoying. I thought you devils would stay to the fucking underworld and stay in hell, you bastards. This is where, well, mostly the devil screeches out and says, I'm going to kill you! Issei starts kind of blasting the mostly the gun, and well, mostly the lightning desert eagle gun right in front of him, and this is where he starts just blasting the devil's getting shot. This is where the devil's getting pushed back, and this is where he's not trying to get hit in the head. He's trying to use his arms, so this is where every time he uses his like arms to try to like block it, a bunch of chunks of his like body is kind of getting blown off his like mostly body. This is where, well, Issei keeps just blasting him straight to hell. This is where, well, Issei then kind of like puts down the girl down on the ground, of course starts kind of like blasting the devil. And this is where, well, Issei kind of looks at her with mostly his like bluish eyes, well, mostly one blue eye that's on his like left eye, and his right eye is actually green. But yeah, this is where, well, Issei kind of looks at mostly the girl, and this is where he says, are you okay? Rainer? This is where Issei question again. This is where, well, Issei kind of does this because he's actually confused in what, well, mostly he kind of knows that this girl was in mostly Merliona's house, but at the same time he can't tell if it is Rainer or not. This is where, well, Rainer blushes and says, Issei. This is where, well, Issei says, so you do know my name? Yes. I'm so... This is where, well, she noticed the devil that was actually rushing towards Issei because, well, she realized that Issei didn't actually fully kill it. And this is where Rainer says, Issei! Issei right now says, Nightmare. This is where Nightmare appears behind him, and this is where Issei's hair fully turned to white again. It was right now a brownish color, but this is where it then turned to white. And this is where his eyes started glowing. This is where, well, Nightmare appears, and this is where he sends a laser from his eye. Right now, kind of cutting off a good chunk of the devil. The devil screeches in an instant. Ah! You! This is where Nightmare then punches the shit of him with his fist. This is where, well, Issei kind of noticed Nightmare kind of being much more stronger than the last time he saw this. Issei is confused, but this is where the griffin actually appears next to him saying, ha! Oh, no, I'm just kidding, not ha. This is where, well, he's kind of just mimics a bird, like a crow or something, and this is where, well, he then appears next to Issei, which he landed on Issei's arm when Issei kind of put it to the side of him. And this is where, well, not his arm, mostly his shoulder, and this is where, well, Griffin says, so, it seems that you actually managed to fully unlock your Spartan bloodline. Issei says, what are you talking about? Don't you notice your white hair? Issei says, my white hair? Well, I don't have a mirror, so how the hell can I see this? Right, never mind. This is where, well, you can ask your lady friend over there. This is where, well, Issei turns towards Rainer, and this is where Issei says, does this chicken telling the truth about my hair turning white? This is where Rainer is just looking at Issei, and this is where she has kind of hearts in her eyes, and her face just becomes fully red. This is where, well, she then looks away. This is where, well, mostly Issei says, are you okay? Never mind. This is where, well, Issei then looks at the devil. The devil's right now screeching in pain. This is where, well, the devil tries to attack mostly Nightmare until Issei says, Nightmare, disappear. This is where Nightmare turns into sludge, and this is where Issei says, Griffin. Griffin understood what Issei was talking about, even though he hates it. He says, you better not break me again. I do not want to just regen again. It took me years to regen. This is where Issei says, oh, shut up already. Issei right now transformed Griffin into a sword, a lightning blade sword, and this is where Issei starts blasting the devil right now in front of him with the lightning gun, right now kind of blasting the chunks of mostly the arm before it even hits Issei, and this is where Issei then jumps mostly over the arm in an instant, kind of doing mostly a flip in mid-air, spinning also, and this is where Issei then just stabs the lightning blade into the devil's like head. This is where Issei says, go to fucking shark. Mostly Issei says, he then says, how about you like some shocking theories? This is where Issei stabs the lightning blade into the fucking skull, mostly in the brain of the devil. This is where the devil felt lightning throughout his body in an instant, and this is where, well, Issei then takes out the blade, and the blade transforms to a griffin. This is where the griffin says, wow, shocking theories. That's an interesting line. This is where Issei says, oh, shut the hell up, you damn chicken. This is where, well, the devil falls down and into the ground, but this is where it then dispels and turns into a soul. This is where a white ball, mostly. This is where Issei noticed the white ball and decides to grab the white ball, saying, come here, you little bitch. This is where, when Issei grabs the ball in an instant, it transforms into a bow staff, but not just any normal bow staff. Mostly it looks like three staffs, mostly all chained together, because mostly in the middle between mostly the staffs, there's 3 sections. It's like a 3-section staff. So yeah, this is where, well, it does have chains. It's red and black because that was similar to the devil's kind of color, and it pretty much just looks like that. This is where, well, it's going to be called the Playful Cloud. But yeah, now of course I'm just still in this kind of mostly this bow staff from Jujutsu Kaisen. If you want to think about it, it kind of just looks like that. This is where, well, Issei says, whoa, interesting. Well, I did kind of remember that my uncle did say that if I take the souls of the devils that comes from the underworld or whatever, I will get weapons. This is where Issei is kind of right now playing with the bow staff and an instinct. And this is where, well, mostly, well, Issei stops playing with it and of course puts it all kind of together, mostly the 3 staffs together. And this is where Issei then walks towards Rainer. This is where Rainer is looking at Issei with just amazement in her eyes. Of course, she's blushing also, and this is where she's having a blood nose because Issei is still shirtless, and he is ripped. Pretty ripped. This is where, well, not ripped enough, but mostly you get the point. Issei kind of says, hey, Rainer, are you fine? This is where Rainer says, mm-hmm. This is where, well, she's still having a blood nose, and of course, she's not trying to act perverted or anything, but goddamn, she really just wants to kind of fuck Issei for mostly looking like that. This is where, well, Issei said, Rainer. This is where Issei keeps snapping his fingers right in front of Rainer, and this is where Rainer snaps out and says, huh? You're calling me? Issei says, I've been calling you for the past hour. This is where Rainer says, huh? Issei says, I'm just joking. But for real, are you okay? This is where Rainer says, yeah, I'm fine. I'm so fine. This is where, well, she kind of like puts her hand in front of her, kind of waving off Issei's concern. This is where, well, she's even blushing more because mostly Issei seems to be concerned for her safety, even though she was a bitch for the first time of their dating, that one time. But yeah. This is where, well, we go into mostly Issei kind of questioning Rainer if she's okay. This is where, well, Issei kind of brings back this like double arms, mostly the gun. It's called the lightning eagle. Mostly that's what it's called, the kind of desert eagle. And this is where, well, Issei's mostly crackling kind of gun disappears and becoming back as double arm, mostly gun of this color. And this is where, well, and then kind of just changes into the red staff kind of bow. He still has it. And of course, this is where, well, he then changes it back, and this is where it becomes like a red kind of version of this. But yeah, but not the point. This is where, well, Issei kind of just changes back his arm back to a normal human arm. And this is where, well, Issei kind of says, Rainer, are you okay? This is where, well, Rainer kind of looks at Issei and says, yeah, I'm very okay. This is where, well, they hear this giggling from behind them, and this is where when Issei turns around, she sees none other than, well, not she, mostly Issei sees none other than, what's it called, Merliona. This is where Merliona is kind of giggling and saying, wow, you two are kind of cute together. This is where, well, both Issei and even Rainer's face becomes a little tinted of red. Mostly Issei becomes a tint of red, but looks away, and this is where, well, Rainer's face becomes fully red. This is where, well, she became the same color of mostly Rias' hair color. And this is where, well, Merliona's kind of laughing at both of them and saying, "Aw, did I say something wrong?" This is where, well, both of them mostly shake their heads and then say, "No." This is where, well, Issei coughs into his hand and says, "Merliona, what are you doing out here?" This is where Merliona says, "Oh no, can you explain the cracked window I have in my, well, one of my rooms or bedrooms?" This is where, well, Issei said, "Shit." This is where, well, Issei said, "Fuck, I forgot about that." Issei said, about that, I was helping Rainer here kill us, mostly a stray double someone. This is where, well, mostly, well, when, what's it called, Merliona hears that and says, Rainer, how couldn't you kill a stray double? This is where, well, mostly Rainer says, because it was kind of stronger than me. This is where Rainer kind of says that embarrassingly. And this is where, well, mostly, well, Merliona kind of just smiles and giggles a little more, and then kind of has a little smirk to her face, saying, or it was stronger than you, or is it because you wanted your shiny, what was it called, your shiny knight in armor to appear right in front of you? This is where, well, mostly Rainer's face becomes a little bit red into what mostly Merliona's talking about, and this is where, well, Issei said, huh? What are you talking about? This is where, well, Merliona says, oh, nothing, Issei. Well, it's quite interesting. You realize it's the middle of the night. It's right now kind of, how should I say, 4 o'clock in the morning. Issei said, oh, really? How long have I been asleep for? Ever since yesterday at 7 in the afternoon towards mostly, I guess, right now 4 in the morning. That's right, Issei says, so not that long. You can say it's not that long, but quite long. But that's not the point. So, hi, well, mostly Issei. Issei said, yeah. How about you go on a date? Well, since you lost about mostly beating me, how about you go on a date with me? Let's see. This is where Issei said, no, I didn't lose. This is where Issei said. This is where, well, mostly the Griffin also, they kind of said that he didn't lose. This is where, well, the Griffin says that you clearly said that mostly Issei won. This is where, well, mostly Merliona pouts a little bit trying to trick Issei, but this is where, well, she then smiles at how the chicken kind of, well, revealed the fact that Issei won. Issei kind of just looks at the Griffin and then looks at Merliona, and this is where, well, he then says, so if I won, that means you still owe the demands that I'm going to request, or mostly Rias are going to request whatever. Oh, of course, that's still a thing. It's just, I never met someone so powerful enough to defeat me, actually making me kind of fall down on my knees. It's usually the other way around, but I never seen a man do that to me. So that's why I'm still actually requesting to go on a date with you. But this time, I want to go on a double date with you. You, me, and Rainer. This is where Rainer's face becomes even red and kind of just looks away, kind of having a blood nose kind of falling down from her mostly face, like a lot of blood, because she is kind of just thinking what mostly her kind of somewhat friend slash master is talking about. Now, I should mention one thing. Merliona never did kind of, well, she does have some of the evil pieces with her, but she never did kind of transform mostly the people around her into devils. But yeah, they are kind of still, well, the same species as what they are. So Rainer is still kind of a fallen angel, but not the point. This is where, well, mostly Rainer is just gushing blood, and this is where, well, Merliona is kind of giggling at Issei. This is where, well, Issei kind of seems embarrassed. It's kind of now his second date going on, because he has went on a date with Rainer. But this is where, well, it's just because of Yuma. This is where, well, Issei then thinks about it and says, I don't think it's a good idea to go on a date with me. Usually things just go really wrong, so of course, let's just not do that, Issei said. This is where Rainer kind of hears, and this is where she then feels really bad about what she did last time. And this is where, well, Merliona says, oh, come on. Nothing bad will happen. So, just have a little fun, Issei. This is where, well, Issei kind of is blushing a little bit, and this is where he keeps looking away, because mostly he's fighting off his lustful demons that are trying to come out. And this is where, well, Issei is right now, we go into Issei's kind of inner self. Right now, kicking down an inner demon of lust, and this is where Issei says, stay back, you demon! Back, I said! He kicks another one, this is where he then pulls out the sword, what's it called? Red Queen, and this is where he starts kind of igniting and says, be gone, you damn marshmallows! And burns him alive. But yeah, this is where, well, we go back into Issei outside. Issei then coughs into his hand and says, sure, I'll go. Just to let you know, I'm not, well, never mind. Issei kind of said, this is where Mereoleona kind of smiles and giggles, and this is where Merliona says, when to go on our date? Let's see. How about 3 weeks from now? This is where, well, Issei says, 3 weeks from now? Why? Well, I do know that mostly my my little brother, what's it called? Riser Phenix is going to threaten your, what's it called, king tomorrow. So, I'll be showing up there later. And besides, I know your king is going to ask for a rating game battle, so of course that might take 10 days, and however much my brother's patient is and how arrogant he is at that time. Issei nodded, and this is where Merliona says, also, Issei-kun? Issei said, yeah? Please don't do anything to my brother. I know my brother's an arrogant asshole, but he would think you as a threat if you manage to hurt him. So how about you don't do anything to him? I know you want to when you actually meet him. Everyone in the world will always want to always kick the shit of him. But no one can do it. So please don't hurt him. If he does kind of piss you off, you can always take off most of your steam and stress on me. This is where she said very seductively, and this is where she has her hand kind of near her cleavage, and this is where Issei turns around and looks away. This is where, well, her face was the tint of pink a little bit. This is where, well, mostly Rainer notices, and this is where she kind of growls a little bit because she really wished it was rather her instead of mostly Merliona, kind of suggesting that thought. And this is where Merliona then sees Rainer's kind of pouting face, and this is where, well, mostly Merliona kind of says, or you can always take your mostly anger and rage out on Rainer, if you know what I mean, in bed. This is where, well, Issei said, okay, well, I think I'm so tired that I'm gonna go to sleep. This is where, well, Issei said, I'm gonna go back to the house. Or, well, go to my uncle's house. Well, it's too far, so, I'm gonna sleep on a tree. This is where, well, Issei was going to walk away until Merliona kind of grabs him the mostly back of the head and says, come on, Issei, it's not that bad. You can go back to the room that you were in. Also, your clothes are kind of ripped, so of course, not ripped, mostly kind of torn and destroyed. So of course, you're mostly in the washing room, so yeah. Well, mostly your shirt. Issei nodded, and this is where, well, Issei sighs, but this is where he's going to take back to the house. Now, we go into mostly, the next day. Issei is getting towards school. Of course, he uses a bit of magic to kind of make his like what's it called, uniform, and he's going to school. Of course, usually he doesn't like this uniform, but this is where when Rainer notices, she kind of blushes a little bit and looks away. Because Issei has a baggie and she knows what's underneath that baggy clothes. The only people that knows what's underneath is mostly Rainer and mostly Merliona because they saw it last night. And they wish they were basically in the Issei's bedroom to spoon him, but yeah. Doesn't work well. Issei kind of, well, looks at mostly Rainer and Merliona, and both of them are just waving by at him, and mostly Merliona winks at him, and doesn't work well. She then kind of just smiles at him. Of course, the other girls are kind of looking at Issei with different kind of looks. Some of them are looking at him indifferently. Some of them are just looking at him kind of lustfully. Some of them kind of looks at him with mostly a vicious kind of grin. But there's just a bunch of looks at Issei. Now, Issei kind of counted the total of people to be in that house. And it seems to be somewhere around probably 8 towards 15. He can't really count how many of them because there seems to be quite tall. Now, they're almost the same height. Well, not tall as him because, well, Issei is right now being like 5'10", while some of them seems to be somewhere around 6 feet. Even Rainer is probably somewhere around 6 feet, but yeah. That's where, well, we go, well, yeah, they're kind of somewhere near 6 feet, but yeah. But Issei is the only one kind of being like somewhere near 5'10". Now, I will mention his height later on, but he's going to get taller later on. This is where, well, we go into mostly Issei and mostly him kind of, what's it called? Going towards mostly the school. When Issei gets to the school and the whole day is kind of him relaxing for a little bit because mostly Hamamasui wanted to bother him, but of course Issei kicked him away because both of them were being fucking annoying to him because he was literally fucking dead ass tired from the fact that he fought against what's it called Mereoleona yesterday. This is where, well, someone kind of comes in front of him and kind of still has a questionable kind of look at her. This is where when Issei opens his eyes, he sees pink hair and brownish eyes. Issei sighs and gets up in front of her. Issei says, "You're still asking for the date." This is where, well, she nodded. This is where Issei says, "Catherine, why?" This is where, well, Catherine says, "Because well, because I have a small crush on you." This is where, well, he says some surprise, but this is where, well, he should say, "How about, let's go on a date 3 weeks from now. Probably on Sunday, because I have mostly stuff to do in a couple of weeks, and mostly 10 days, but yeah." This is where, well, Catherine nodded, and this is where Catherine says, "Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine." So she smiles at Issei, and Issei kind of just nodded. Issei walks past her, and this is where, well, Catherine says, "Can Moriyama come?" Because Moria also wants to come also. This is where, well, Issei nodded and says she can, if she wants to. If not, then don't try to bother her and try to force her to come also. If you don't want to come, then don't bother neither. This is where, well, mostly Catherine seems that Issei has changed a lot for even the worse, or probably the better. She still can't tell, but yeah. We go into Issei kind of, well, getting towards mostly the whole day of school and getting towards mostly the occult research club. What happens next was basically somewhere in original canon, mostly Riser appearing, being arrogant as fuck, having his barrage, blah 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 blah. Issei noticed a blondish hair girl that was there with kind of bluish eyes and gets reminded straight up of mostly Merliona. Mostly, it looks like a younger version of Merliona, but mostly like a girly version than the kind of tomboyish one that he saw in Merliona. But yeah. This is where, well, Issei then sees Riser Phenix, and there's no way in hell that this arrogant ass fried chicken is related to Merliona. Very kind of amazing, very this is where, well, Issei then thinks in his head, why the fuck he's thinking about that, and he shook his head thinking that he's fucking crazy half the time. He's trying to get rid of her pervert nature, but mostly that's not happening when Merliona looks way too good. This is where, well, Issei then shook his head saying, no, I'm fucking crazy for a second. God damn it. This is where, well, Issei kind of sees Riser keeps talking and this and that and whatever. And this is where Riser was about to threaten the whole barrage with fire and about to attack everyone. Even what's it called, Ozzy, and Ozzy noticed that she was about to get attacked by Riser, and Riser was smiling at her, about to attack her, until someone actually appears in the orange magic circle. Of course, well, first it was a bluish kind of silverish magic circle, and it was Gracie. And this is where Gracie was about to stop Riser, but this one someone actually appears right in front of him. An orange magic circle, grabbing Riser from the arm and twisting it and breaking it in an instant, having a death grip on Riser's hand. This is where Riser screams in pain and right now glares at the person until his eyes widen in fright into the person who exactly appeared right in front of him. It was none other than his older sister, well, Merliona. And this is where Issei seems surprised to see Merliona and, of course, a little bit turned on and how she entered. And this is where, well, Issei says, damn it, back you demons, back! This is where he's basically kicking back his inner demons away, but yeah. Also, goddamn, it's so bright, my phone, wait. Sorry about that. What I meant about, well, if you already kind of heard the kind of first time, well, mostly on the other video, mostly the, third part, I did mention that mostly I do close my eyes when I am kind of recording somewhere in the middle of the night. Because, well, yeah, and I also forget my brightness on, and I usually have my eyes closed, so that's why it's bright as hell. But not the point, I kind of just change it back to being dark, but yeah. But let me go back into the water. Sorry about the rambling on. But we go into mostly, Issei kind of saying, back you demons, back already. Stay your fucking asses over there before I decide to use Yamato again and kick all your asses. Issei then goes back outside. His face was a little pink until he removes that from his face entirely. And this is where, well, we go into Riser and Merliona. Riser says, sis, what are you doing here? Merliona says, I don't know what you're doing, Riser, but I don't like how you're actually acting like. You're acting such like a little arrogant brat. Didn't I taught you any manners when you're supposed to be with other nobles? This is where Riser says, this is where, well, he's scared and innocent. This is where, well, mostly, what's it called? Merliona noticed what's called Raffle, and this is where, well, she then says, Raffle, what are you doing in Riser's barrage? Actually, better question, why is she in your barrage, you brat? This is where, well, she glares and still has a death grip on Riser. This is where Riser's arm and Riser feels his arm being crushed. Even with his regeneration, it feels like he's being crushed. This is where Riser says, I asked her to be my barrage. This is where, well, Raffle says, he asked me to be into his barrage because he wanted to have all his kind of fetishes complete. Mostly to kind of have like a sister fetish into his kind of barrage harem. This is where, well, Riser looks at Raffle with widened eyes and terrifying eye look. And this is where, well, mostly Merliona says, oh, is that what I'm hearing? Is that so true, Riser? Is that why she's in here? Did you try to touch her? If that's the case, then I might have to break your fucking head into a fucking watermelon. This is where, well, mostly Riser says, wait. We don't need to do this. Please. This is where, well, mostly Mereoleona grabs Riser from the head and just throws him to the, like, mostly wall. And this is where, well, Gracie P was kind of surprised and sees Mereoleona here. This is where, well, Rias is also surprised. And this is where, well, Mereoleona says, hello there, everyone. This is where she bows down towards mostly Rias and even Gracie P. And this is where, well, she also kind of questioned if mostly Ozzy is okay. Ozzy nodded in an instant, and of course she seems very interested in mostly Merliona, like if she's like a big sister. But yeah, she's actually happy. This is where, well, Issei is quite happy to see mostly Ozzy sees, well, mostly Merliona like a big sister. For a second, but yeah, this is where, well, Issei then kind of sees Merliona kind of talking towards, well, Gracie B and mostly Rias. This is where, well, mostly Merliona says that she wants mostly Rias to go into a raiding games to beat the shit out of her kind of little stupid brother, arrogant ass brother. And of course to get rid of her marriage and other things, but she also wants some other stuff. This is where, well, she also says that mostly Raffle will not be on Riser's mostly Parage. So of course, kind of getting rid of, she will be on basically his, mostly her Parage, forcibly, and doesn't care about what Gracie thinks. That's her little sister, and she will literally fight anyone to the death, whoever touches her little sister. This worked well. Gracie nodded. This worked well. That could be arranged. This worked well. Riser tries to get up in an instant with an angry expression, and this is where he decides to rush straight towards Merliona and very enraged, mostly anger look to his face. This is where he tries to punch her in the face with a flaming fist. Everyone wind their eyes, even Merliona seems surprised to mostly see Riser. This is where Raffle says, right. This is where, before anything else happened, Issei appears right now, blocking the punch in the instant. Of course, letting him get hit in the face in an instant, burning his cheek a little bit, but this is where Issei doesn't seem to be flinch or anything at all. That's where Issei says, for trying to punch her in an instant, you seem to be a bad brother. Hitting women is quite annoying. Issei grabs him from the arm in an instant, feels like he's also giving Riser a death grip on his kind of like mostly wrist in an instant. Issei says, touch her and I'll break you into millions of pieces. You fucking nothing but a burned fried chicken. Issei pushes mostly Riser away, and this is where, mostly Merliona's heart kind of just skip a beat in an instant seeing Issei. Issei has his face a little bit burnt, but this is where, mostly he didn't really care. This is where, Raffle kind of sees it, and right now kind of sees how Issei protect mostly her older sister, which her heart also mostly skip a beat also. This is where, Issei sighs, and this is where, he then kind of walks back to the couch. This is where he pulls out his book to start reading mostly the V book, and this is where, mostly Ozia then appears trying to heal his cheek, but yeah. This is where, mostly Merliona says, I would have helped you in the Parage, but I can tell that someone's going to be able to kick him to the moon and back. Or maybe just make him stay in the moon forever. This is where, mostly Rios was confused, and this is where, Merliona offers Issei, mostly she offers to train Issei in 10 days, and make him become stronger. Issei hears it, but instead of training with Merliona, he texts his uncle to see if he has 10 days available, because he's going to be training with him. This is where, his uncle nods and says, yeah, I have a place that we can go for you to get more double arms, or double bringer, whichever you like to say it. This is where, Issei nods and says, cool, I'll be going there then. This is where, we go into mostly, time skip of mostly Merliona offering Issei mostly to train Issei by kind of talking to him until Issei said that he would be actually training with his uncle. Mostly Merliona seems a little bit saddened, but that's where she nodded. She actually would love to see how strong Issei would get in 10 days. Because the last time she gave Issei some like couple of days to train, it was mostly last Wednesday. And of course, mostly she basically gave him Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, Tuesday, and so 7 days to train. She actually wants to see how long it would take him in 10 days to get stronger to defeat Riser. But mostly, she also kind of little tease Ria's Grimory, to telling her that if mostly Issei doesn't train with her, then if she trains with her, she will want to take Issei later. Well, mostly not later. Mostly, she kind of just tells Rias that she basically wants to trade Issei after the whole marriage. This is where, mostly Rias refused for a second until mostly, Merliona says, that's not an option. You're too weak for being a king. There's no way in hell you can ever be able to be a king, a proper king. Because you're too spoiled and too bratty half the time. Because you don't seem to train neither. But your pawn seems to be training a lot. And he gets stronger every time he trains. Unlike you. So shut the hell up for a second. This is where, Merliona said with such a threatening voice. Which mostly Rias kind of like submits and shuts up for a second. But yeah. But we go into mostly Merliona does pat Ozzy in the head saying, are you still okay? This is mostly Ozzy nodded, right now having a little blush on her face because she sees mostly Merliona as kind of an older sister now. And this is where, Merliona says, you can always call me older sis if you ever need help. This is where, well, we'll see Ozzy nodded, and this is where, well, Merliona disappears with Raffle by her side, but yeah, go into the house and where her prodigy lives at. And of course, this is where, well, she didn't trade one of her mostly bishop pieces, because her bishop piece is basically a mutated piece. So of course she didn't trade out, instead she just got some random piece from someone else, and of course gave it towards what's called Riser, and said fuck off. But yeah. Doesn't work well. Riser was angry and annoyed in the fact that he was basically fighting against Ria's barrage and of course letting them have 10 days. But whatever. Rias actually demands Issei to train with them, but this is where Issei refuses entirely and decides to train with his uncle. So we go into 10 days later, but for right now I am tired as fuck and I'm actually falling asleep for a second. So of course I'm going to just end it off here, and later on I will mention about if Issei gotten any stronger, or if he has, well, other stuff after, mostly during the battle of Rice or Phenix, or fried chicken mostly. But other than that, bye, see you, and I'm gonna go to, well, sleep. Bye. But yeah.